Hey everybody, it's Flatter Santa here with another week of pickups. Let's see what I got this week. This is for March 25th, 2025. This is the cool stuff that I got um, the previous week of that. So let's start out. And thankfully, we're not going to have as many Mark Jewelers and Canadian price variants this week, so that's a good thing. First one we've got up Winona Earp, not Winona Ryder, Winona Earp, number one. It's the first appearance of Winona Earp. This was a Canadian TV show, amazingly enough. Uh, it was really interesting. Something different, and I don't know how to describe it. The show didn't quite do what the comics did, but it was basically um, a descendant of Wyatt Earp uh, had to uh, had to kill people that were in their town and whatnot because the zombies were rising up. It was a cool concept. It was an interesting read. That, as I said, the TV show was cool, so I saw it and I had to grab it. Next up, I think I've got this one, but this one's again. I pick them up whenever I can when they're in great condition. Marville number 3. Of course, it's Greg Horn cover. Uh, sort of a kind of an homage to the copper tone stuff where the pets are tugging at the bikini bottom. Except this time the dog's got it completely off. Way to go, dog. That a boy. So again, anytime I see them, good price, good condition, gonna pick them up. They will get to fund some of the other cool stuff that I do. Uh, Next up, we've got a J Company exclusive, convention exclusive, of The Darkness number 25. It's a sketch variant. It's a Benitez convention edition. It's limited to 500 copies. Again, it's a J Company, so these cannot um, be graded. Um, CBCS and CGC will not grade them. What happens is there's an extra cover on top, and if you can see, if I can get it, there's an overlap, and I guess the encapsulating process um, it ruins it, so they won't do it. So again, uh, so it was Wizard World East, again limited to 500 copies. So really cool stuff. It's probably why J Company isn't around as much. I mean, it was cool; they were cool variants, but if you're not getting them graded, it's especially in that market, uh, people don't necessarily want them. I mean, they do, but they prefer them to be able to be graded. Now this one can. This is the Darkness number 32 with Witchblade at the bottom. Um, just a cool cover, but it is the Blue Tempest edition. This is the variant. Um, I think it's a connecting cover, but I have to check. Um, just really cool. It's got Jackie Estrada as the Darkness up top, Witchblade um, at the bottom. Just again, 90s goodness, cool stuff. part of the Witchblade universe. So definitely had to get it. And again, speaking of uh, Tales of the Witchblade Wizard One Half. Now again comes with a Wizard COA, but the Tales of the Witchblade was a cool concept that went through the wielders of the Witchblade throughout history and told a little bit of their story and backstory to see, where each um, incarnation of the wielder of the Witchblade, you know, where it gave its powers. So it was kind of cool. You had to send off for this to from Wizards, so there's not necessarily tons of copies, but there's probably quite a fair amount. They tried to limit them, but it was Wizard. They were trying to make as much money as they could. And again, speaking of Witchblade and um, Wizard, we've got the Wizard Witchblade Special Edition #1. A little bit bigger. This requires a Golden Age bag and board. It's not quite a magazine size, but just a really cool exclusive from Wizard. So I found this, you know, and I think it's a new stamp, but I'd have to check. This is, but again, it's all about the Top Cow universe. This is uh, Michael Turner, Mark Silvestri. Really cool stuff. And again, with the Witchblade, this is volume 3, which is the most recent run. It's a blank sketch. So I'm hoping to take it to Heroes or to Terrificon, get somebody to do a commission on it, do a sketch, something that I can keep. So maybe Mark Silvestri, I'm guessing. That might be one of my best choices. But he's probably not going to be that cheap. But we'll see. Next up, again in the Witchblade universe, we've got Tomb Raider Witchblade. #1. This is the very first um, Laura Croft and Tomb Raider in comics. So really cool. Uh, and this is not only the first Tomb Raider, but it's the Black Edition, or they call it the Black Edition, obviously, for specific reasons, as you can see. Um, but you actually had to send off for this. And again, this is not. Uh, they were kind of limited. They're a little expensive in 9/8, so every time I see it, if it's a great price, I grab it. Next up, from Tomb Raider to another Tomb Raider, #3. Reason I got it, it was signed um, by Andy Park and John Sybil. Um, it's going off to CGC. Certain ones um, I want certain signatures and on specific books. So this met my requirement. It was minty, so that one's going off. Again with the Tomb Raider, this may be a little bit of a theme, but the Top Cow Preview 2001. This is the Tomb Raider. This is the Joe Jusko cover. Uh, for those that know, Joe Jusko did the Marvel Masterpiece cards in the 90s. That's what he's most famous for, but he did a lot of covers too. His work is really cool. I saw it. I'm like, yeah, I got to get this. I don't have it. Definitely got to get it. Uh, moving from Tomb Raider, but still in the same sort of vein as the good girl hero. We've got Fathom #1 from Aspen, so volume 3, uh, but the J. Scott Campbell variant. This thing is not hard to get, but kind of expensive. I found it at a really good price, so I'm like, okay. Um, the guy originally had um, stuff up on a sale, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. And he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to sell it, blah, blah. And he backed out. And then he comes back the next day and he's like, okay, well, it wasn't the price I wanted, but okay, I'll give it to you. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So I got it at a good price. I was not complaining. So I thought that was cool. Again, great quality, great price. That's where I mean, that's my perfect intersection, my perfect storm. I keep saying it all the time. Um, Next up, we've got Fathom #9. Um, think I showed this um, a week or two earlier, but that was the holofoil edition. This is just the regular underwater cover. Michael Turner loved his underwater stuff, and it it's uh, it's just a cool cover. I mean, I loved it in holofoil, but just seeing it in regular is cool too. Next, we've got again more Michael Turner. Aspen Splash 2008 Swimsuit Edition. This is just basically a swimsuit pinup. Um, so again, cool covers. I'm a huge Michael Turner fan. If ever I can get stuff that he does or that I don't have, I'll usually grab it, especially if it's in great price. So this came bundled with that J. Scott Campbell. So next up, and here comes a little bit of a run. Catwoman 47. But you say, oh, it's an Adam Hughes cover. Wait, hold on a second. What's that? Oh, it's signed by Adam Hughes. Um, the Adam Hughes run of Catwoman is absolutely awesome. I'm still only short one, kind of two, because I want cover B of 75, but I'm only short one. Uh, so we'll start that. Really cool cover with Catwoman. Again, Catwoman 49. But again, also signed by Adam Hughes. So really cool cover. Um, I'm trying to see the other ad, the AH. I think it's in here somewhere. It this one's not like that is definitely a signed copy. So we've got number 55 again signed by. Oh yeah, there's this one for sure. There's the printed Adam Hughes and the signed Adam Hughes. And these are just all signed by Adam Hughes. So 59. 61. And I have to say Adam Hughes signed it in some cool spots. I mean, he picked really cool spots to sign it. Uh, didn't draw away from any of his art, uh, and made it where it's noticeable. So like here in the headlight, really cool. Catwoman on her cycle. This one he didn't quite do probably where I thought he was going or he would do, but you know, 66. Again, signed Adam Hughes. 71. And 78. Now, I have to say that the Catwoman run is really cool. Probably the most um, well known of the bunch is the mugshot number 51, which is on my C or to go to CGC pile. Uh, really cool stuff. As I said, I wanted the whole run. I think I can't remember. It's like 40 something to 82 or 83. Um, really cool covers. Absolutely love them. All in high grade. I know someone that's got the whole run in 9/8. Don't think mine will be in 9/8, but if not, like these signed are 9/6, 9/8. So we'll see. We'll be sending them off to CGC and JSA to get verification and get some cool books back to show off. Now, I got this for a friend for Christmas, except it's the regular version. This is the foil edition. It's the Nathan Zerdy uh, homage to Batman Adventures number 12, the very first Harley Quinn. This is foily goodness, shiny, shiny. Um, it's basically, I wouldn't say it's virgin because it's got a little trade dress, but I guess they call it minimalist. Um, and it's limited to 800 copies. So thought it was kind of cool. I love that Batman Adventures cover, so the homage to it is great. Next up, it's not gonna be a 9/8, which is too bad. But it's still very high grade, and I pick these up anytime I see them, especially if I can get them in good grade and at a good price. That's Godzilla versus Barkley. I mean, it is the stupidest and most cheesy um, comic maybe out there. It is funny. It's a meme unto itself. Uh, Charles Barkley getting big enough to face off against Godzilla. It's just 90s or 2000s cheese unto itself. It's great. And as I said, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I pick that up anytime I see it. Now I got a copy, and this is my second copy recently. Uh, but again, because it was such a great deal and helping out a friend, this was his. It is beautiful. 9/8 or 9/6, 9/8 candidate. Really, really nice copy, and very, very hard to find. This is the cover A, the first printing of Godzilla in Hell. You can tell later printings they'll have like a red IDW. Um, but this is the cover A. These get a little pricey, and especially in 9/8. Really cool story. It's where Godzilla goes to hell and tries to get back out. It's again, Godzilla fan, gotta grab it. And here is number 1 again, not the A cover, but we've got the EC homage. And again, I've got this, but I love this cover and such a great price, helping out a friend. You've got Godzilla, you've got King Ghidorah, uh, You're in Hell. Just an awesome, awesome cover. And again, quite expensive when you find them in high grade. So these are going to CGC. So it is absolutely just a beautiful copy. Next up, staying in the kaiju family, we've got Sentai number 1. And this is sort of the Godzilla versus Mothra versus Mecha Godzilla era. It's by Antarctic Press. It brought kaiju and whatnot to the states a little more in the 90s and the 2000s. It was just a cool sort of magazine, and this is it's known, it's unofficial, but it's the first appearance of Mothra in comics. So again, unofficial, but from what basically everyone's finding is that this is it. So next we have another first appearance. Beautiful copy. Just a beautiful copy. Mega Man number 1 from Dreamweaver. Or yeah. I want to keep saying DreamWorks, but I think it's Dreamweaver. Really, I mean, Mega Man played the video game. Uh, this is the first time in comics when he's there. So one of the coolest video game properties out there. Mega Man, Sonic, Mario. You know, there's a lot going on these days, and a lot of people really want some of the stuff, and I got it at a great price. So again, cannot complain. Well, as I said, I'm not going to inundate you this week with Canadian price variants and Mark Jewelers, but Thor 369 Canadian price variant. Nothing really extra special. It's just a Canadian price variant. No key. We've got Uncanny X-Men 190 in CPV. So again, Canadian price variant. It's the only thing really spectacular about it. Now this is cool. I loved this cover, and it was a cool book. I remember reading it. This is Justice League number 1. This is the first cameo appearance of Maxwell Lord. And it's also a Canadian price variant. You'll see it on the stands in the United States at 75, where this one is $1. So really cool. Love that. Next is a awesome cover. Awesome book. He'll be coming to James Gunn's DC Universe real soon. And that's Booster Gold. That's Booster Gold number 1, but in the Canadian price variant. And that's the first appearance of Booster Gold, first appearance of Skeet, first appearance of Blackguard, first Trixie Collins. and again as a Canadian price variant. So really cool. For those that don't know, Booster Gold's a superhero that supposedly traveled back in time to try to fix things. Um, it's a weird read, but you know, as I said, he's going to be coming to the DC to um, James Gunn's universe, the DCU or whatever, pretty soon. So this book is shot up quite a bit, and having it in Canadian price variant, really cool. Next up, minty copy, Forbidden Planet. Now this is the original movie. Uh, Everyone knows the robot. Everyone's seen it. So it's done by Innovation Comics. They do a lot of stuff like the Freddy Krueger stuff and a lot of the properties, especially in cartoons and whatnot. So really cool. Had to get it. Absolutely loved it. I actually got the whole set, 1 through 4. Uh, Next, I don't think this was ever read, and it definitely looks like it's never been read because it is in pristine condition. I'm glad because I don't have to. I mean, I might give it a little bit of a press, but this puppy's going off to CGC. And as you know, I've shown stuff before from Kitchen Sink Press, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, 3D. Originally, it was Xenozoic Tales, but this is a 3D comic. The glasses are still in there. So, as I said, I don't think anybody read it ever. They're still absolutely intact. They're still, everything's beautiful. I don't think this thing ever got used. So, um, really cool. The Cadillacs and Dinosaurs had a TV show in the 90s. So that's kind of where it. I mean, I like Xenozoic Tales before that, but it was really cool to see and to get a copy of that. That's definitely going off to CGC. This next one, nice high grade, Marvel feature number 5. It's a Red Sonja, like a Red Sonja story. Um, Again, Red Sonja covers the bear fighting Red Sonja. She's in a predicament. What I want to know is how she keeps uh, the bra to stay in place because I got to find out what type of tape that is. As I said, I've got a soap dish that I need in the shower that I need to stay up. It keeps falling off, so I want to find out what that stuff is that holds her bra in place. I know, bad joke. It's okay. Next we have X-Men 105, the Byrne Claremont run. Uh, It's part of the Phoenix story, and it is in absolutely beautiful shape. It's 9698 candidate all day long. This puppy is definitely going off to CGC. Uh, really nice. Uh, I couldn't believe how absolutely nice this thing is. So, uh, and Phoenix is one of the coolest characters that like I've really loved the story ever since I was a kid. I enjoyed it. Read more of it in the X Factor stuff later, but came back to the X Men when I was in college and read a bunch of the stuff. So I really love the Phoenix run, and I wanted to get everything in really really high grades. So I'm glad I found it. Uh, I will normally buy this book every single time I see it. This thing is, if it's not 9.8, it's sure 9.6. Uh, my God, this thing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, there is not a tick, not a lick, not a scratch, not a whatever. I only had probably about a 9092 copy, was maybe the highest I had. And I was actually pretty happy with that. But when I saw this, I'm like, yes, yes. And for the price I paid, yes. Uh, this is a crazy book in 90. So hopefully I get it. This puppy's going off to CGC, but what it is Swamp Thing #9. It's the iconic Bernie Wrightson cover, part of the Len Wein Bernie Wrightson. In fact, the next issue was Bernie Wrightson's last as the artist, or doing the covers. But absolutely iconic. This is Bernie Wrightson to a T. Uh, Maybe my favorite Swamp Thing cover. Either that or Seven. But either way, I probably have too many copies of this. I gotta sell them off. But this thing is phenomenal. So this puppy's going to get graded. I absolutely love it. And with talking about Swamp Thing, I had a low grade of this, and this thing is maybe 6.570, maybe 7.5 if I do a little bit of 7.0, little bit of repair. Um, I just gotta fix a little bit of a spine roll, but other than that, it's a beautiful copy. It'll be probably about a 7.0 after I'm done. If I'm lucky, 7.5. But this book is absolutely awesome. It is Phantom Stranger #14. And the reason, well, there's two reasons, obviously. Number one is it's a Neil Adams cover. Um, so it's definitely sought after. But it's also the Swamp Thing prototype. This is before Bernie Wrightson and Len Wein came, brought their Swamp Thing uh, out. This was sort of tested ahead of time, just to see how it was, and it's a really cool book. And I'm so happy I got this. This again, fix this up. This puppy's getting graded too. I love that book. Just absolutely love that book. Next, we've got um, nice, I want to say 8085, maybe higher. Copy of Amazing Spider-Man 88, a Doc Ock storyline. Um, Getting sub 100 ASM in high grade is getting tougher and tougher, and they're getting harder and harder to find out there. Not only find, but find in a decent price. So this was I wasn't complaining at the price I paid for this. I got this with the next book, and I'm really happy. And that's Amazing Spider-Man 89. Again, the Doc Ock. This is probably Spine Ticks. It's not quite as nice as the previous, but the colors just absolutely are vivid and bright and vibrant on this thing. It just pops. So it presents amazingly. It might not be, it's not going to be in the nines. It'll probably be in the 8.0 range. but sub 100 in the 8.0 range is definitely within my grade uh, rules. It's got a little bit of stuff here and there, but my God, that thing, it presents so beautifully. And as I said, it just pops. You can see it on the screen, the blues and the reds and the yellows. Just cool cover. Just all around cool cover. And now that's the end of the raws. Now we get to the slab portion of the shoe. Not always going to have a slab, uh, but you know, I'm glad I did the last couple weeks. And again, this thing pops off too. The colors just pop. And that's a 9.2 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 95. Really cool Spider-Man cover, sub 100. Just, it's hard to beat. Absolutely hard to beat. And last but not least, I love this storyline. I know everyone kind of poo-poos it later on in the 90s, but this is the beginning of it. Spider-Man, or Amazing Spider-Man 149. It is the very first Spider clone, Ben Reilly. And I won't kill the storyline, what goes on, but it's also the origin and the death of the Jackal, who started, or who was the one who created the Spider clone. It's in a 9.4. It's a really cool. It's got off-white to white pages, but I mean, just I'm not going to complain. It presents like it is. It presents like it came off the shelf. Really nice. Love this cover. Love this storyline, and it's the beginning to the whole clone system. Even though everyone hates the Clone Saga, I kind of it is what it is. I thought it was they at least were trying something. So um, I enjoy it, uh, and I'm glad I found this book. So got it at and again at a good price. So cannot complain. So again, those were my pickups for this week. Again, thankfully they weren't CPVs and Mark Jewelers up the yin yang, but we had quite a bit of Adam Hughes signed stuff and good girl art and you know a nice variety. So let me know in the comments what you guys picked up. Let me know what you thought about the pickups that I got. If you need to come on the or if you'd like to come on the bragging rights show that we do every Monday nights, where three contestants, one is a returning champion, comes on and shows books that they got this past week, and the chat decides who the winner is for each round. And if you win, you get to come back. It's like it's kind of like Jeopardy or any game show. Um, it's fun. It's a blast. We have a good time. So, if you wanna be a contestant, get a hold of me. If you want to just come out and vote on stuff, come on out every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's called Bragging Rights on my YouTube channel. You're obviously on my YouTube channel if you're checking this out, so you know where to find it. But again, go find that diamond in the rough. Love collecting. Get out there. Go bin diving. Go try to find that cool thing that no one else found. And as Red Green always says, keep your stick on the ice. Hey, what are you doing, man? Why are you still sticking around? I mean, if you're gonna be here, hit the like and subscribe. You know you want to do it. Santa tells you to do it. If you don't do it, you'll not get jello in your stocking next year. The earth is flat, man. Deal with it.